The senator from Arizona, Mr. Gallego, moves to recommit the bill H.R. 4 to the Committee on
I
Appropriations.
ask that further reading be dispensed with.
Without objection.
Mr. President, cutting funding to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting would devastate local public media, especially in rural and tribal areas where CBP funds make up the majority of their budgets. In Arizona, stations like White River and Tuba City rely on CBP for about 3/4 of their funding. That's especially important since nearly 80% of children in Arizona don't have access to formal preschool, meaning that for many families, public television is one of their only early childhood education tools. We shouldn't be pulling the rug out of these children, especially from these communities that are desperately in need. At the same time, Republicans are proposing these cuts. They're handing out tax breaks for billionaires and other corporations. They're sending a clear message that tribal and rural communities matter less than the filthy rich. They do not need more and more tax cuts. That's why I move to limit the damage of cutting funds for corporations for public broadcasting and protect stations in rural and tribal communities.
The senator from Missouri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in strong opposition to the amendment offered by Senator Gallego. The overwhelming majority of CPB's funding flows to NPR and PBS, entities that have drifted far from their original mission and now serve as megaphones for partisan left-wing activism. American taxpayers should not be forced to subsidize programming that glorifies radical gender ideology in schools or pushes to defund the police. Local stations are not without resources. They already receive revenue from individual donations, membership drives, corporate sponsorships, and private grants. On top of that, many states already invest in public broadcasting. It's entirely reasonable and frankly long overdue to expect they to shoulder more of the burden here. This amendment is not about protecting rural radio stations or television stations. It's about protecting a political agenda with taxpayer dollars. If adopted, this motion would kill the bill by delaying its consideration by the July 18th deadline and stand in the way of Republican efforts to eliminate wasteful spending and deliver on the President's agenda to the American people. I urge my colleagues to vote no.